TRiDENT with their new album called DUX. I'm not going to make the quack joke anymore. But anyway, look, I have been super excited about them having their second full-length album come out. But obviously one of the big things was that we knew that most of the tracks were going to be things we'd already heard. Now, we did luckily get that new single, Ha Ha, but it was not the only new track. The other new track we get is called You. And, you know, I've been really paranoid because this has obviously been collecting together tracks from the past 3 mini albums. And as I discussed the other day, that goes back over a couple of years. I mean, if you include Spoopy in that, we're going back to 2021, I think that was. And, you know, I mean, we got a lot of tracks here. As you can see, this is the track list. I know it doesn't quite fit on what you can see on screen there, but there's a lot of tracks. You know, Bite the Bullet, obviously much more recent, Cry Out, Kick Ass, Signal, Neon Future, but obviously you've got things like Icon, Twinkle, I was really happy about. Strangely, Spoopy is not on here, but that's the thing. As well as Ha Ha, which again, sorry, I know you can't quite see it on the side of the screen, we also have You. And that I keep on double checking. I listened to TRiDENT, as I mentioned on the previous reaction to Ha. I listened to TRiDENT probably more than most, if not all, other big name bands at the current moment. And yes, I do now consider them a big name band. You know, other than sort of the unsigned bands I usually follow, they are the artists who I probably listen to the most. And yet I was really like, have I heard this song before? Anyway, I'm pretty sure I haven't. Despite my checking, I'm pretty sure this is one of the new songs along with Ha Ha. And therefore, we're about to find out because I'm about to check it out. It's called You. And you know, I'm just going to press like in advance. All right, let's do this. I'm really excited about this. Now, obviously, the other thing to mention as well is because this is the only other, I think, original track on this album that I haven't already heard. This is going to probably be the last new TRiDENT song I hear for a while until they come up with new material, which probably should take them 6 months based on their usual rate of progress. And just remember, if you do like new material and you do like those upcoming artists I was talking about earlier, remember to check out this video that I write and direct with ASSUN from Castella Park, upcoming artist, as well as Otto from Candid. That is linked in the description below if you want to see the music that I've been making. So, you know, like Reactor, if you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. And yeah, there's a song that I wrote and did with those 2 wonderful upcoming artists. It's been out for like over a month now, as you can see, and we've still got less than 2,000 views. So not even close to 2,000 views. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. Anyway, it's not about that now. It's about some ducks. Should I put this picture up while I'm listening to it? I feel like I should. Let's just go. Let's go. Nearly 5 minutes. I'm excited.
星たちのもと少し足早な帰り道明かりが灯る君の待つ部屋今すぐ会いたいよ風がそっと髪を撫でた同じ気持ちで君を愛して僕は幸せをもらったずっとそばに
I don't know where this is going to go, but I've been saying so long I would love to hear a TRiDENT full-on ballad. I'll explain why later, but this is really pretty. Thank you. Who didn't see that coming? We were kind of waiting for that to happen for a while now. Whew, okay. Oh, please tell me this is getting a video as well. Oh, that's nice. I'm loving the keyboard layers in this. Oh, come on, this is good. I forgive you for not putting Spoopy on the album now. Those 2.5 minutes flew by. I wonder which one of them played the keyboard. I'm assuming that one of them did. Maybe not, but they are all very multi-talented. Okay, let's have a build up. I'm loving this quiet bit. I want it to build up to the last chorus. Well, that was nice. Go down and then bam, come back in. Here's our build up. Oh, that's lovely with the piano, arpeggios, the bass. Serena's bass work there. Ah, the Eurovision key change is strong with this one. Ah, you've got to give this some music video. This is too pretty. Just get them in some beautiful room, sitting around. That'll be enough. It's a very easy to follow song. It does a lot of the things you'd expect from like a big ballad. I was not expecting this. When I saw that it was nearly 5 minutes long, I was like, oh, okay, so I'm assuming it's going to be a slower song. I don't know why, I just did not click that it was going to be this. And I'll explain why that's so important. Alright. Yeah, it's a stereotype, but go for that fade out on the piano. Oh, I am very, very happy. All right, look, let's first of all, before we even start talking about the song, I have been saying this so many times off and on over the last sort of, since 2020. I mean, we were following this band back when the girls rock band Kakamai, but, I have been like saying so many positive things about them. One of the things the reason why this song is so important, one of the things that I've said so many times is that TRiDENT, I had said every time someone asked me, what's the band you tip for success? What's the band you think are on the up? I'd always say TRiDENT. And I said recently, I think now it's at the point where they've got the success. I don't need to tip them for success anymore. They've arrived, I mean, they can still get bigger, but they've arrived. They are definitely hitting all the strides of any of the big name bands. They are on par with any of the big name bands out there. But the one thing I always said, and the reason why I always tip them is because within the hard rock genre, they could do anything. I mean, literally every time you had some songs leaning on the metal, some songs continues are a little bit more sort of punky, rocking along. Then you get things like Nocturne that we had recently where they'll just throw in like some classical elements in there because, I saw Sakura at that, she did that private exhibition thing at a Gibson thing that I got tickets to see, and she was talking about how much she just liked doing that because she likes classical music, and they just add these little references. I mentioned about Spoopy, doing something a little bit on the a bit of dubstep in there, really heavy. But the one thing that was kind of true is that basically, even when you had something like Signal, which was a little bit more of a softer song in some ways, the one thing that is always true is that all of their songs were pretty much rock. And I had said this before, that when you got a band that's that good and is that willing to switch up their styles, and it was also that willing to go for soundscapes. They do that great thing that three-piece bands can do, because you kind of get like the blank check to do this when you're a three-piece band, is that it's like, okay, we've got bass, drums, guitar, vocals, we can add extra sounds. It's almost expected from a three-piece band. They're so willing to do that and give their songs soundscapes that the one thing I was like, let's try and hear a song come from them which is like kind of a little bit outside of that rock purview. Not every song has to be hard rock. I was like, what if we could just get a really good ballad out of them. And I'd always had this in my mind, you know, just the idea of like something spaced out sounding with like a piano, something mid-tempo, not quite the same as like About Us by Bandmade, but a similar kind of vibe. You know, if you follow Bandmade, if the first time you hear About Us, the first time anyone heard that, we were like, whoa, what's going on here? And there was that feeling of spaced out mid-tempo kind of pop ballad thing going on. So when suddenly I heard this and it came in with the piano, I was like, just immediately clicked. That's what we're doing. I was like, yes, because they can do that. This is the kind of band who can do that. I've said before, one of the reasons why I tip TRiDENT so much is because songwriting comes first for this band. Yeah, I know with a lot of these bands who, in a position like TRiDENT, I'm sure they get like, you know, people kind of looking over their shoulder. I'm sure they've got a really good team of people who make sure that, you know, they get the best out of their work and everything. But there is that quintessential quality to the way that they write songs. You can really hear the sort of the signature qualities to the way they write songs, the chord patterns, the whole feel of their writing is in this song, and yet it's so different from anything they've done before. And moreover, it's really good. I mean, if you're into this kind of music, you know, I love my sort of pop rock ballads as much as anything. And if you're into this kind of music, this doesn't just feel like some cheap attempt to like, oh, let's try and cash in a ballad. This sounds really good. I'm not joking when I say there should be a video for this. I was like, this is a good song. Okay, yeah, maybe it's a little bit old school. Maybe it's like, yeah, not the sort of thing that really comes out as singles these days, you know, but I don't know. I think that people would love this if this came out with a little bit of a music video. And you could do, it's a good thing about ballads. Music videos tend to be cheap for ballads. All you need is just like some emotional, some beautiful camera work, some sort of beautiful room. Just some emotional thing, you know, some slightly faded looking colours. Just do that shit. Music video, done. Let's go. Yeah, this is really, really just like pleasing. And if nothing else, boy, what a thing to throw into the middle of an album, eh? You know, I mean, where does it sit? Usually when albums come out from bands I love, I do like a track by track listen, but in this case it's like not really. It's right after Nocturne. Oh my god, this album is so good. And then Bite the Bullet afterwards. That's nice, because Bite the Bullet, like, I like Bite the Bullet, but to me it wasn't like their... It was kind of like a fairly sort of mid-range song for them. It didn't feel like it was their most strong single. But coming off the back of a song like this, to then sort of launch into that will give it extra energy again. You always put like if you put a nice like rocking song after a ballad, it always kind of works. You pick up the tempo. It doesn't need to be your best song. And then you've got Cry Out after that, which is an absolute banger. And then it finishes on Signal, which is just a beauty. This is a strong album. I really like this. In fact, the only track I haven't checked out is the opening. Should we just listen to the opening, see what that sounds like? I'm pretty sure that's not going to work if I try to open that. I don't know what. I think that's someone else's video. Do you know? I'm going to check out the intro at some point. Anyway, look, the main thing is this was awesome. I thought this was great. Yeah, and I'm really so glad. I'm so glad for TRiDENT. Just what an album. It's a shame that it's an album that I can't really listen to with like fresh ears, because just basically they've been bleeding this album, these tracks out to us over it. It's more like a best of at this point. They've been bleeding these tracks out to us over a number of years now. But yeah, what a great listen. You know, when we come back and listen to this in retrospect, 5 years from now, you go and put on DUX. Don't make a quack joke. If you go and put on the DUX, I think it's a really great album. Yeah, I'm still going to be like, where's Spoopy? But I know why they didn't put Spoopy on here. Because they still want you to go back and buy copies of DX. They're going to miss like at least one really strong song from... They missed Repaint. They didn't put Repaint on here. I don't think Repaint was like the greatest single they've ever done. But, you know, it's kind of, for me, it was a bit like Bite the Bullet. Like, you know, Bite the Bullet was kind of like it's a decent rock single. It's not their strongest one. And Dream Up, Repaint was the same thing for that. But, you know, it's like, so they're kind of missing out a couple of songs here, which are the singles, just to make sure you still go back and buy the mini albums as well. That's good marketing. You got to take your Pokemon attitude, got to catch them all, yeah? Anyway, enough waffle from me. I hope you enjoyed this. Get in the comments, tell me what you think. And until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, for now, ciao, ciao.